Good evening, this is TVS Nightline. We begin with this story. Sarawak is accelerating its digital transformation by focusing heavily on a sovereign AI ecosystem and advanced infrastructure to fuel future economic growth. Deputy Premier Dato' Amar Awang Tengah Ali Hassan says this initiative is a key driver in building a data-driven economy to attract high-value global investments.
The Deputy Premier emphasizes that this sovereign AI ecosystem will propel Sarawak into a regional tech hub powered by innovation, digitalization and high-tech industries. He announced this during a strategic semiconductor industry engagement with the Korea Semiconductor Industry Association in Seoul on Monday. Tengah stresses that Sarawak is aggressively building capabilities in the semiconductor sector, the literal backbone of global AI advancement. Key targets include developing Neural Processing Unit (NPU) and Graphics Processing Unit (GPU) tech, the vital engines driving modern AI data centers. At the same time, the state is charging ahead with power management innovations like power inverters and battery energy storage systems (BESS) to fuel this massive digital infrastructure. This comprehensive tech ecosystem is built to attract high-impact investments while unlocking high-skilled premium jobs for Sarawakians. Ultimately, the move locks Sarawak into the global tech supply chain, cementing its ambition to lead Southeast Asia's digital economy.
Diplomatic efforts to end the West Asia conflict are facing new challenges today as fighting between Israel and Hezbollah continues despite a US-backed push for de-escalation. While President Donald Trump insists talks with Iran are advancing rapidly, Tehran has warned it could widen the conflict if Israel's offensive in Lebanon continues. Yusuf Shukri has the details.
Thanks, Razi. Hopes for a reduction in violence were quickly tested after Israel and Hezbollah exchanged fire, just hours after President Donald Trump announced a proposed halt to attacks between the two sides. Lebanon's authorities says that the proposal would see Israel stop striking Beirut's southern suburbs in exchange for Hezbollah ending attacks on Israel. However, Israel carried out fresh strikes in southern Lebanon earlier today, while its military says it intercepted projectiles fired from Lebanese territory. The exchange comes after weeks of escalating violence that have threatened to derail broader peace efforts across the region. And during a UN Security Council meeting, UN Assistant Secretary General Martha Pobee says the escalation in fighting is intolerable.
These developments mark a dangerous and alarming escalation, directly undermining the cessation of hostilities understanding announced by the United States on 16th April and eroding fragile diplomatic efforts to de-escalate the situation. Israel's presence north of the Blue Line is a clear violation of Lebanon's sovereignty and territorial integrity, as well as of Security Council Resolution 1701. Israeli forces must withdraw to south of the Blue Line. Hezbollah and other non-state armed groups in Lebanon must disarm.
Meanwhile, President Trump says negotiations with Iran are continuing at a rapid pace despite growing tensions over the Lebanese front. Washington is seeking a deal that would end the conflict, address Iran's nuclear program, and restore stability to the Strait of Hormuz. But Iran has reportedly suspended dialogue with mediators over Israel's expanding offensive in Lebanon.
ما تأکید کردیم و کماکان تأکید داریم بر این نکته که آتش بس در لبنان بخش لاینفک هر گونه آتش بس و هر گونه توافق نهایی برای خاتمه جنگ هست. در آمریکا هم در منطقه ما نمونهش رو همین امروز عرض کردم مرتکب نقض آتش بس داره میشه و هر اقدامی که لازم بدونیم برای دفاع از امنیت ملی ایران برای دفاع از ما هر وقت لازم بشه که در رابطه با موضوعات هسته‌ای کاری رو انجام بدیم خودمون به خوبی میدونیم چگونه عمل کنیم. یک دو اینکه در مورد جزئیات مباحث مرتبط با موضوع هسته‌ای هیچ مذاکره‌ای در این مرحله صورت نگرفته. من بازم تکرار میکنم در این مرحله تمرکز ما بر خاتمه جنگ.
Tehran has also warned that crossing what it describes as red lines in Lebanon or Gaza could trigger a direct regional war, while maintaining that a ceasefire in Lebanon remains a key condition for any wider agreement. Japan has also entered the diplomatic effort, with Prime Minister Sanae Takaichi holding fresh talks with Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian. During the call, Takaichi urged Iran to show maximum flexibility in the negotiations and expressed hope that an agreement could be reached soon. She also called for the safe and free passage of ships through the Strait of Hormuz, which remains critical for energy imports across Asia. Pezeshkian assured Takaichi that Iran would ensure the smooth transit of Japanese ships in the strait, but he also sought Tokyo's help to secure essential goods, medical equipment, and medicines through the use of Iran's financial assets in Japan. The two leaders agreed to maintain close communication as international efforts continue to seek a resolution to the conflict. The uncertain outlook continues to drive market reactions around the world. Global equities mostly moved higher today as investors responded to signs of diplomatic progress between Washington and Tehran. Seoul, which has been at the forefront of the rally this year, reversed a morning retreat to end at another all-time high, with Samsung up more than 3%. Hong Kong jumped more than 2% thanks to a 10% jump in the tech giant Tencent. Shanghai, Singapore, Taipei, Manila, Mumbai, Bangkok, and Jakarta also rose, but there were losses in Tokyo, Sydney, and Wellington. London, Paris, and Frankfurt were all up. And at the same time, oil prices fell more than 1% as traders assessed chances of a peace deal against the risk of further escalation in Lebanon and the Strait of Hormuz. Analysts say market sentiment remains highly sensitive to developments in the region, with any breakthrough or setback likely to have immediate global impact. The region therefore remains in a fragile balance, with diplomatic momentum competing against continued military escalation. That's all for now. Back to Razi Ahmad at the desk.
Thanks, Yusuf. The Palestinian Prisoners Club advocacy group has warned of a dangerous and rapidly spreading outbreak of skin diseases in Israeli prisons, saying authorities have refused to provide the inmates with proper health care. That's as detainees reportedly face extreme torture, with one locked in a coffin for more than 2 weeks. Courtesy of RT International, the former detainee shares his harrowing experience.
They used a coffin as a torture device. It was an iron container with a wooden box inside it. They tied my hands and feet. When they wanted to feed me, they used one of the holes in the box. It seemed they wanted to make me feel like I were dead so they could get whatever information they wanted. I stayed inside that coffin for 15 days. I felt like I was alive in a dead body. I was completely morally crushed. Death would have been better. When I wanted to use the toilet, they would let me out for 1 minute. Even then, they got impatient. It was unbelievable. Those were 15 days when I wasn't able to move. I did not know whether it was day or night. It felt like 150 years.
The former prisoner said Israeli forces tried to force him to become an informant using repeated torture. RT has twice attempted to get the IDF's side of the story, asking them to explain the context of Iman Naban's arrest. They responded the first time by asking for more details, ignoring the second request for information. Iman told RT that he would never help those who are destroying his people.
He suggested that I collaborate. When I refused, he tried to coerce me. He offered me money, authority, and travel abroad, as well as travel for my mother, who has brain cancer. When I was captured, my brothers were dead and my wife was pregnant. My wife gave birth on November 23, 2023. I already knew my brothers were dead when they took me, so I could not collaborate with them. Neither my morals nor my religion would allow me to betray my homeland. How could I help someone responsible for the deaths of my brothers, for destroying my country and torturing me, both physically and psychologically? This all happened because of them and their state.
Malaysia's economic prosperity and continued inflow of investments today stem from the strength built on racial harmony and political stability, guided by the principles of the Rukun Negara. Minister in the Prime Minister's Department for Religious Affairs, Dr. Zulkifli Hasan, says in a Facebook post that Malaysians, particularly Muslims, must be grateful for the blessings the country enjoys and continue to pray that Malaysia does not struggle like other nations facing global supply crisis. In the post, Dr. Zulkifli says the department fully upholds the decree and advice of the King Sultan Ibrahim, urging all Malaysians to embrace the principles of the Rukun Negara to ensure unity, which serves as the foundation of the nation's strength. Yesterday, Sultan Ibrahim called on all parties to appreciate every principle of the Rukun Negara and make it a way of life and guiding framework as Malaysians. His Majesty said unity remains the foundation of national strength that ensures economic progress, racial harmony, and political stability. The Hire Purchase Amendment Act 2026, which took effect on Monday, is set to make vehicle financing more transparent while giving consumers a clearer picture of the true cost of borrowing. Dean of Malaysia University of Science and Technology, MUST, Professor Emeritus Dr. Barjoy Bardai says the reducing balance method introduced under the new act calculates interest based on the outstanding loan amount, resulting in lower overall repayment costs. He says the change could generate meaningful savings for consumers over the loan tenure, even if the difference in monthly installments appears modest.
Kalau kita meminjam misalnya 100,000 pada 3.5% untuk 7 tahun, setiap tahun kita akan membayar jumlah faedah 24,500 dan ini ditambah kepada jumlah pokok 100,000 pinjaman, jadi kita kena membayar 124,500 dan ini akan memberikan kadar bayaran ansuran bulanan sebanyak 1,482.
Yesterday, Minister of Domestic Trade and Cost of Living, Dato' Armizan Muhammad Ali, announced that 11 financial institutions and hire purchase providers are fully ready to offer financing packages under the amended act. Barjoy notes that many consumers have traditionally judged affordability based solely on monthly installments, often overlooking the total cost of repayment over the loan tenure. He says the new system is expected to reduce confusion over interest rates, which may appear low at first glance, but can result in significantly higher borrowing costs when calculated over the full loan period.
Those were the updates on TVS Nightline, and on behalf of TVS, we wish you Gayu Guru Gerai Nyamai. I'm Razi Ahmad. Thank you for watching and have a good night.